On October 2nd, we started framing the walls to the cabin. The first step in this process was to cut materials to length, which would save us from having to walk back and forth to the saw. The cut list included roughly 153 unique pieces of wood to be cut, so it helped to set up a hard stop and cut as many of these pieces in one sitting as we could. The forecast for the weekend called for rain, so we set up some tarps to work under, although it only sprinkled, so they were overkill. Neither Samurai are experienced carpenters, so there is certainly some trial and error, and by the time we finished the last wall, we almost knew what we were doing. The plan was to use the floor for a flat location to frame. This worked well, but it did mean that we had to move each section of wall off of the platform before we could begin on the next. With how we were planning on standing up each section of the wall, it would have been beneficial to have the header on the exterior edge of the wall as we were framing it, but we managed to mess this up on both the north and south walls, which meant that we had to spin them before we could pull them off of the floor. Dropped the tarps, moved them out of the way, and started standing them up. Standing the first wall felt pretty precarious, but once we had one secure, the next couple went quite well. Being inexperienced as we were, none of the walls came out perfectly accurate to the drawing or the plan, so we had to do a little bit of math and kind of split the error to get everything as close to true as it could be. The east and west walls sit slightly inset to the north and south walls, so we stood the east and west walls first, and then stood the north and south walls against those. We ended up running out of sunlight on Saturday evening, so we tried to get everything buttoned up, and then we called it a night. It is Sunday, October 3rd. Sam and I managed to get all of the walls for the cabin framed in yesterday. We're going to be driving some screws and hammering some nails and kind of getting everything buttoned up before we head out for the day.